Good evening. It's time for you to wind down. Let's begin by deactivating, by unplugging, and relaxing into our restful state. Let's start by taking some deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Let's do a body scan, taking stock of our sensations, the tops of our heads, our neck, shoulders, middle section. Just tune in with the sensations you're feeling. Your sit bones, your low back, or your side, whatever is contacting the surface that you may be on. The backs of your legs, your knees, your calves, and your feet. What do you see if your eyes are opened? What's in your surroundings? What do you hear? What's in your environment? Do you hear the hum of the air around you? Do you hear your own breath? Tune into your hearing. Imagine what's in this ceramic jar. You heard a little bit of what's inside. Close your eyes and think. It's a container of rings. I purchased some rings for a bridal shower. It's fun to hand out to the guests. What do you taste? Is it toothpaste? Is it an absence of taste? What do you smell? Maybe it's the smell of sheets. Something in your environment that stands out to you. Hopefully you're feeling a bit more relaxed, a bit slowed down. I want us to take stock of something that we can feel appreciation for, something that we can have gratitude for. These exercises can sometimes be difficult if we're not accustomed to performing gratitude. I find them a nice way to close the day. Is there something that comes to mind? It could be in the physical world or within you. Something that you appreciate, something that you've imagined even. Today I thought that we should go over gratitude for transportation. I want you to think about how you get from place to place, or at least how items that are around you or services that you depend upon or that you make use of, the people in your life, how they transport from one area to another. How does that happen? We've been walking for a very, very long time. And once we got curious, restless to go beyond our lands, we found ways to move on the water, to transport across rivers and lakes and even oceans through boats. The wheel was invented almost 5,000 years ago. More than that. The wheel allowed us to have inventions like the wheelbarrow and eventually trolleys and other ways of moving goods that have higher weights. We found ways to move ourselves faster and with larger cargo with animal friends. Horses and camels, for example. Donkeys. Eventually we had roads, paveways, pathways. We had steam trains and steam engines. I believe the boat came first. Steamboat. And then we have trains. Imagine how incredible it would be to see the evolution of transport from the very first vehicle to the first flight to the first launch into space. We have covered so much ground, and although there was an exponential amount of progress in the last 200 years, every step that led up to that point, these points, have been incredibly important. Think about the shoes that are on your feet. When I simply did a quick search, I saw that the first physical shoes that we have were made 4,000 years ago. And there may have been footwear 9,000 years ago. We may not have had shoes for very long, but think about how much a part of our daily lives those are. I'd like you to imagine some of the transport that we use every day for us to get around, even for recreation. Bicycles and roller skates, scooters, hot air balloons. I'm sure they were used for industry, and now they're a beautiful sight. The device that you're watching this on or listening to this on. Imagine all the parts coming from different parts of the world, how they were transported to you on cargo ship, on a flight, maybe a jumbo jet. We have vehicles for recreation, those that are used in formal situations, for sport, and for very practical reasons. Some of us even have a bit of identity tied to the vehicle that we select. It can be kind of amusing if you think about it. Imagine the profile of the soccer mom or the midlife crisis. We have different thoughts around these different like pieces of art and technology. The truck. Someone said to me, if you want to make someone mad, call their truck a car. See what happens. We have magnetic trains. We have even tourism space transport. Imagine there's so much underwater that we've yet to discover. so much in the stars that we've yet to discover. And a big way that we can go about this adventure is through different modes of transport and the technologies that they bring along with them. So if you're able to take in some gratitude, some appreciation, or at least an acknowledgement of the convenience and the ability that our transport allows us, it can have us connect to one another, allow us to meet each other from all over the world. We may travel for different reasons, be it for career or education or a cause that we are deeply invested in, among other reasons, vacation. And we can meet each other because of these transports, even if it's for a weekend getaway. And think of all the emerging technologies for fuel that are on the rise, all the ways that we are allowing ourselves to put ourselves in these vehicles, but also to get where we need to go. Imagine how long it takes to walk a kilometer, a mile, 2, 3, 4, and we can multiply this so many times with our vehicle extensions. We are very fortunate. So as we're winding down, I'd like you to take a few more deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the mouth. If you can, out through the nose. Let's cycle in through the nose, and if you can't, the mouth. Out through the nose. In through the mouth. Out through the nose. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. Now, depending on where it's most useful for you to put your focus, if you're someone who has a lot of internal thoughts, it can be useful to focus on one thing in your environment. Do you hear a fan? Do you hear a hum? Focus intently on that. Just keep focusing. If you're someone who's very attentive to the external environment, try holding on to a word that you enjoy or can be nonsensical, like la or va, 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 va. Could be a meaning that you're wanting to explore for yourself. If that's dream or explore or imagine or experience, if there's a word that resonates with you, hold on to that and repeat it in your mind again and again. If your attention drifts, that's perfectly normal. When you notice it, come back and find your word. Find your external sound and repeat. Rinse.